Zenith did. Well, also on last night's Levine Barrett Duff promotion was Simpson's #1 rival in Britain, the new British middleweight champion, Mark Kaylor of London. In his first fight since winning the title, Kaylor put his 100% winning record at stake against California's Tony Cerda, who proved to be quite a capable opponent. But as the 9th round neared its end, Kaylor seemed to have the fight well in hand, until this happened. The pair of them now are really very tired, which is why we're getting a lot of this lying on. Oh, he's not heard the bell. Oh! And Cerda has hit his jaw full on the floor when Kaylor hit him after the bell. They were so hard at it, they didn't hear the bell, and Kaylor went on hitting. And Cerda pitched face forwards, and you heard his chin crack on the ring floor. That was very, very unfortunate indeed at the end of the 9th round. Kaylor naturally was deeply upset, but referee Harry Gibbs, one of the most experienced in the world, really didn't have any option but to disqualify him. Here's the end of that unhappy 9th round again. You can judge for yourself whether Kaylor hit his man after the bell.
I was really upset after, because it was my first fight after winning the title, and I was really up for that fight. This was more of a learning fight. I was looking at it as a learning fight to get a good turnaround, and being how awkward the chat was, and what is the good fights he had in America. I was so pleased with the way the fight was going. I haven't got a mark on me, and I was all ready to unload for the 9th and 10th rounds. And I was so disappointed the end had to end that way. All credit to the other fella, a very good fighter.
An all-winning record simply tossed away by the British champion. Sad. The Board of Control, who've withheld £3,000 of Kaylor's purse, will discuss his disqualification on December the 7th and decide what penalty he must pay.
First, it's the British middleweight champion, Mark Kaylor, up against Tony Cerda from Los Angeles. As it turned out, it was a trying night for both boxers and for the man in the middle, the referee, Harry Gibbs. We join it in round 2, and the man at ringside is Harry Carpenter.
Swarthy Cerda on the left, white trunks, who in May this year went the full 10 rounds in Las Vegas with Wilfred Benitez, the great Puerto Rican fighter, world champion, of course, who won world titles at 3 different weights. And Cerda here went the full 10 rounds with him. A blotch of red on the left-hand side of Kaylor's face. It's not blood, it's just a mark that's been raised there by the right hand, presumably, of Cerda. Cerda's been a pro a year or so longer than Mark. He turned pro in 1979. 14 wins in 21 pro fights. And he's quite quick. Cerda, he's got good, quick hands. And he's catching Kaylor with both lefts and rights. And Kaylor will need to sharpen his defenses a little bit here. Probably a bit relaxed. His first fight since winning the British Championship. Feeling full of himself and maybe just a touch complacent. And there are signs here that he better not be. Quite a severe red mark, in fact, on the side of Kaylor's face. Kaylor's certainly going to have to tighten his defenses and sharpen his work. That's the right he produced at the end of the first round. Here it comes again in the last minute of the second.
Right, come back.
He's a useful left hooker to the body, Kaylor, but he hasn't shown that much so far.
Holding, Kaylor, let go.
Cerda working much harder than Kaylor. Kaylor's produced 2 very good punches in 2 rounds. Apart from that, he hasn't done a lot. Well, the Kaylor right was in evidence again just once in this round. And it was. He forced Cerda to back up with it.
Well, Cerda proved to be a tough opponent for Kaylor, but the Londoners still appeared to be well ahead on points by the time they reached round 9.
The 9th. Cerda, remember, got a draw with Alex Ramos, rated one of the best prospects in the United States. And in fact, he put Ramos on the floor. But he was pretty exhausted towards the end of that fight, although he got a draw. And I think he's going to wind up this one a very tired man too. But I don't think he's likely to get a draw here, because it seems to me that Cerda hasn't won a round since almost the start of the fight. Kaylor's 6th fight this year. He was in this ring at Wembley in early May, and he stopped an American then, Bobby Watts, Boogaloo Watts, in 4 rounds, but this has been altogether harder. In fact, I'd be prepared to say it's one of the hardest fights Kaylor's ever had. And he's hurt Kaylor. He came off the ropes and caught Kaylor with a good punch. And Mark's legs went for a moment. The 9th. So Cerda is still capable of producing a shock. He's hurt him again. Kaylor's going through a rough passage here in the 9th. And hanging in there for a very good reason. And Mark now needs to get his boxing together and not mix it, which is precisely what Terry Lawless was telling him in the previous interval. He needs to be getting away now, jabbing, keep the man at bay. He can't keep Cerda away.
Put your head focus. Right, step back.
The pair of them now are really very tired. Which is why we're getting a lot of this lying on. Oh, he's not heard the bell. Oh! And Cerda has hit his jaw full on the floor when Kaylor hit him after the bell. They didn't hear the bell. The bell went, and they went on punching. And Kaylor came through with punches after the bell. And the unfortunate Cerda took 1 or 2 too many when the bell had gone, and then slumped forward, and as he went down, he cracked the point of his chin on the canvas. Well, what a tragedy it all is, and in every respect. Kaylor, in his first fight as the British champion, is disqualified for hitting after the bell, and the unfortunate Tony Cerda of California is still semi-conscious.